This video footage was filmed with the GoPro Hero 10 Black and with the Polar Pro ND filter on it. Now, this whole series is extension of my Kitesurfing Progression Documentary. If you look in the playlist, you can see Season 2, all about wave riding strapless kitesurfing. In this series, I'm specifically going to be looking at each episode and the settings that I've used for the GoPro, and I'm going to be explaining if I've used ND filter, if I've used max lens mode or whatever else. And the aim is to find the best settings. So there's going to be plenty of different lighting conditions, times of the day, and we're going to be looking at different footage. So with all that being said, let's have a look at the settings which I've used for this specific video sequence. As I mentioned earlier, I've used ND16 Polar Pro filter on top of the GoPro. In terms of settings, we've got resolution at 5.3K, that's 60 frames per second. A lens was set to super view. The hyper smooth was set to standard, instead boost. The other settings in that section, like scheduled capture, is off, duration set to no limit, hindsight off, and timer off. We are keeping those to default, or we're turning them off because we want to ease off the camera's processing. In our Pro tunes, we've got bitrate set to high, then shutter speed was set to double the frame rate, so he was shooting at 60 frames, so we are setting the shutter speed manually to 1/120. EVA compensation, because we locked the shutter speed, is not applicable, we cannot change that. White balance is set to 5000 kelvins, ISO minimum 100 and ISO maximum was set to 800. Sharpness was low, color set to flat, raw audio off, and wind set to auto. You also see a short time-lapse video, so let's have a look at the settings for the time-lapse. Resolution was set to 4K, lens was set to wide, intervals 2 seconds. And this is actually first time I've used the time lapses on the GoPro Hero 10 Black, so I was thinking if I should choose 1 second or 0.5 second, and that's because the video sequence that I am filming is quite short. The rest of the settings in that section, like schedule capture is off, duration set to no limit, timer is off, and zoom by default set to 1.0. In the Pro Tunes section, we've got bitrate set to high, EVA compensation is at -0.5, white balance 5000 kelvins, ISO minimum 100 and also ISO maximum 100, sharpness low, and color flat. And there you have it, guys. That's all the settings that I've used to create that video sequence. And if you want to see the whole movie from that kitesurfing session, that's episode 2 of my Kitesurfing Progression Documentary series, then click the link above and it will send you directly to that video and to that playlist. Now, with all that being said, I am Lassom. As always, remember, be inspired, be creative, and be active. On to the next one. I'll see you soon.